what direction. I don't know which way is which here. I don't see any chat yet, so nobody's in the room. So it is late. I've not been on here in a long time. Hope I'm not sideways. Hope somebody come in here and tell me which way this phone needs to be turned. Anyway, guys, it's been a while since I've been on here. It's been over a month. I have been crazy busy. And I have very early meetings most mornings now, and it makes it extremely difficult to do videos. Friday night, so Saturday morning I don't have a meeting, fortunately, but I've also been moving, and I've been living out of my smaller van for the past month here, Cherry. I see we got some people in the chat. Oh, I'm sideways. Okay, thank you. That means this is like looking through a closet. I don't know. That's what I hate about these videos. It's hard to set things up. So I don't go live from my phone as much anymore because the setup is just it's a problem. Okay, guys, let's get to it. You've heard a lot of the news. We know, and you've heard from other sources, that, of course, President Taterhead gave the authorization to use American assets for long-range strikes into Russia. Theoretically, he supposedly did this because well, I hear two different reasons. So, you know, which one is it, if either any of the above? One suggests because the Korean troops, North Korean troops, have been put into Ukraine in combat roles. And two, morning, hey Kim Possible, how you doing? Arnold, how you doing? And two, because they claim that the Russians have been striking Ukrainian energy systems. As we know, there's been some severe attacks on the Ukrainian energy systems, and several of their nuclear power plants are down as a result of this. They've had to scram some. Well, they've had to shut down some of the reactors. I won't say scram. They've put the boron rods in, or not boron rods, the cadmium or whatever control rods they've got for slowing down the reactors. Which what this does is it slows down the neutrons that are moving through the reactors that cause chain reactions, so there'll be less heat, so they'll be less dangerous. A total scram would be a boron injection, which would really ruin the reactor. I don't think they've actually scrammed to that point. Rodney, how are you doing? Yeah, we got people in the room now. Very good. So that has happened, and pretty soon after this authorization was made to use American assets striking inside of Russia, we've had the case of Russia retaliating by striking Ukraine with intermediate range missiles, which Ukraine called ICBMs. They're not ICBMs, they're intermediate range missiles. But guys, this just keeps getting more serious. The escalation keeps going up. Vicky Savage, you're up pretty late. Good to see you, Arnold. Guys, this has been very disconcerting. I've been wanting to come on here and talk about several things for the entire month. There's been no shortage of things to talk about. I've just had a shortage of time to do it. A lot of people have been worried about me. I'm okay. I'm just I'm working more than full time right now. Let's just put it that way. Remotely, day job stuff. But I'm also moving. I made 2 trips in the last 2 weeks to Arizona and back. I mean, just bing, bing, bing. And I may be leaving tomorrow, hopefully in the morning, for another trip to Arizona. This time just taking a little flatbed truck. I've had multi-vehicle trips out there, little convoys running with a lot of stuff. Almost everything I have now is in Arizona. I've just sold my house today. So I no longer have a house in Alabama. And the contract for sale has provisions for me to actually take down the remnants of the burnt barn, which I'm looking and seeing if I can actually take them to Arizona. Turns out some of those logs are still really tough and might be reused. Wouldn't that be the ultimate phoenix to see my old log barn rise again from its ashes? I don't know if that'll happen, but that would make quite a story, would it not? It died a Viking fire death, but it may rise again from its ashes. I don't know yet. Too early to say, but also tear down the greenhouse and the mushroom house. So I may still have some involvement here, but I got to get my tiny home in order before winter hits. And that's going to be a tall order. I still got a lot of stuff I'm juggling, guys, and it's really tough. Big rain, north of California Bay Area. Wow. World War III is upon us, guys. I mean, really and truly, I've been saying we've been in it all along. And we see multiple nations getting involved now, like North Korea in Ukraine. And there's this allegiance now between North Korea and Russia. Like if one struck, the other considers, it's like NATO. Strike on one entails a strike on the other. So, which means if we get into a war with North Korea, we're almost automatically into war with Russia. And North Korea, little Kim over there, is making a lot of threats. So one has to wonder about the timing of President Taterhead's announcement. There's those that suspect that maybe the idea is just give Trump more than he can handle, or maybe even to apply martial law. Could they, through martial law, suspend the inauguration ceremony? What could happen? Could President Taterhead, who just wandered off into the jungle in South America when he was supposed to be getting a picture taken with all these people at that climate summit they had, or whatever their whatever summit what they're doing down there, guys, could they just suddenly decided to replace him and actually put Kamala in the White House? There's a lot of people. Victor Hanson Davis was suggesting that recently. So there's been a lot of discussion, and so congrats. I did not. I sold my house for a lot less than I meant to. I'm not going to be able to pay off more than at most 40% of my credit card debt, even with it. So some of you might be aware, like I said before, I had an ex-girlfriend who ran to the moon with my credit cards. So I've been struggling with that. But let's see, November 22nd, 2024. That's exactly 61 years. JFK. Yeah, isn't that interesting? We are in an anniversary here. I see them picking on the Kennedys. Some are claiming now in some articles I've seen that they had something to do with Marilyn Monroe's untimely demise. I don't know, maybe. Power corrupts absolutely. That's possible. I don't have the evidence on that, so I'm not going to weigh in. But that ain't why they took out the Kennedys. Ultimately, John Kennedy started talking about the deep state in the midst of his which his predecessor had better since then. He didn't warn about the military-industrial complex. He was on his way out. But he did warn us, did he not? And where are we at today? We should have listened to Ike. Ike warned us about the kind of situation we're in today, and the deep state and all these things that we're dealing with. And the deep state certainly is quaking at the appointments being made by Trump. I do think this whole deal with Trump is very interesting. And maybe this was the hand of the greater creator, that there was this period between his presidencies, a period in which he was so attacked by the deep state, which so feared him and so wanted to stop him so bad because they feared what he would do, that now he's really riled up. And he is putting people in the cabinet positions that are being set up specifically to clip the tail feathers of the deep state. Seriously. His first term he didn't do much. But also in his first term they had Democratic constantly impeached him and did everything they could to tie his hands and feet to keep him from accomplishing anything. Well, guess what? There's at least 2 years window here where we have now a Republican House, a Republican Senate, and a Republican President, all set to make America top, all set to deal with this. So I think that's an interesting proposition, that maybe for once the deep state will be cut back dramatically. Now, typically when the deep state's under threat, they do serious things. So don't take it for a minute that this is going to be a cakewalk, that there won't be perils here, and maybe the ultimate peril is World War III. Maybe they want to get him so tied up that he can't really do much, even if he does become president. Maybe they got some other agenda to keep him from being president. He's not been sworn in yet. So you can expect unrest from the left side of the spectrum somewhere around Inauguration Day, maybe even the 6th of next month. Y'all might remember, I don't want to say those words in conjunction with each other, name of the month, because it might get me knocked out on this channel platform. And who knows, maybe this conversation in and of itself. Hey, Michelle, I hadn't seen you in a while. Good to see you. See Rodney. Wow, I'm surprised so many people coming in. Wow, we got 101 people, and I didn't send any notices to this meeting, and it's been so long. I'm glad to see you all you in the house. All the family is coming aboard. Good to see you guys. Jesse Mills from my new home state. Yeah, I don't have a home here anymore, so and all my stuff's in Arizona. My home's in Arizona. It was Alabama in that song, right? Well, I've had a lot of years here in Alabama, so it's time for a new adventure. And I think I'm a little bit hoarse. Maybe it's because I've not been using my CPAP for a while. It's kind of hard. I'm space constrained here in this van I'm staying in, as you see. Anyway, guys, so it's just hard to set everything up. Anyway, DJ Picks won't be just clipping the tail feathers. Yeah, that's what we're hoping. They'll do more than he'll get rid of that bird called the state of deep. Michelle, so good to see you. So good to see you. Yeah, you missed a couple of my lives. So, Wise Owl's in the house. Wow. All right. Wow. The family is coming aboard. And some people, wait, we had 100 and something. Now we're down to 96. I wonder what that's all about. Anyway, my prep all we want. No one is going to survive a nuclear war. That's not true. I've done videos on nuclear war. The worst thing you got to worry about is the nuclear power plants. And there's one. I'm presently sitting in the driveway of my former house in Alabama, and presently contemplating if I can get my trailer loaded and a means to pull it to take that to Arizona. And I would really like to take off in the morning. That's my hope, guys. So yeah, there's a nuclear war can be survived. I firmly believe that. And I'm not saying it's going to be pretty. Not at all. The biggest thing I'd worry about is all these nuclear power plants not having backup cooling that is sufficient to do the job. The spent fuel rod pools worry me more than anything else because there's a lot more radioactive material there than in the warheads of all the nuclear weapons in the world. I mean, over 100 times more. So that's something. In a nuclear war, most of the radiation's gone. It drops off in a steep curve. The radioactivity. It's not linear. It's what's the word for it? It's it's the inverse of a hyper. Well, anyway, it's a geometric curve that diminishes rapidly, kind of like more than a capacitor discharge. So in a couple of weeks, you can walk around outside. You'd have to be careful about consuming anything that's got strontium-90 in it or anything that's got affinity for calcium, which would go to your bones and radiate you for the rest of your life. So cover your soils and things like that. I've done some videos. You need to go back and watch my nuclear survival videos, folks. I highly encourage it. Not enough people watch those. I don't know why. Now is the time to be watching those because Vladimir Putin has come out and said, he says, any nation that attacks Russia with the assistance, with the weapons of a nuclear power, he now considers that to be a joint attack by both that nation and the nuclear power. And both United States ATACMS and British Storm missiles have attacked into Russia. Now, the hope is that Vladimir Putin might hold off in hopes that Donald Trump will take office and negotiate an end to this. He might hold off of a full-blown nuclear war. I mean, if he uses any nukes in Ukraine, the United States has pledged to hit back hard. And you can bet with the current administration, they will. So let's hope it don't quite escalate to that point. But it's going to depend on just how hard Russia gets hit. If Russia's getting hit to the point that they consider it a threat to their to the current government system over there, you can bet they'll do something. I've often warned that the real thing that these governments are there to do is preserve themselves, not the people, but themselves, their own power. Same here. The same with the deep state here. They're there to look after their own. So yeah, it's getting dangerous. So we're Juanita, we are in a we're in that gap right now between the old administration leaving office and the new administration assuming office, and this is a very dangerous time. It's a good time for me to get out of Dodge here, right? So, and Rodney, he's down under, but this will affect the whole world if it happens. And we can see other indicators of world war. It's not just Russia and Ukraine. If you look, we've had a Chinese cargo ship apparently cutting undersea cables in the Baltic Sea. Not one, but two recently. China is giving some favoritism to Russia in this case, it does seem. All these commercial vessels are really, everything in China is really owned and operated by the CCP ultimately. And so when you see these kind of things, that should indicate to you the global nature. When you see North Korea involved, that indicates who is what and what they're planning. And a lot of people think that China's our friend. No, they're not. And I'm seeing a lot of my liberal friends on Facebook. Inflation is going to go one way or another. He's talking about eliminating the income tax, which is would be a great liberation in my opinion. But this would be a consumer tax. It'd be, if you buy something, you've willingly agreed to pay that tax, unlike when they just take it from you. Property taxes and income taxes, I'm not a fan of either. I think both of those need to be eliminated. The federal government operated on tariffs until 1913. Well, what all happened in 1913? A lot of stuff. Set up the Federal Reserve. They set up the income tax system. All that, all in one fell swoop. So there's been a lot of questions about the validity of that by some people and how some of the states supposedly approved it. Hey, Jason, good to see you back in the house here. We're up to 150 in the house. Wow, awesome. Sasquatch Moon, how you doing? So, guys, just weigh it all together. The deep state does not want to go out. And right now, the appointments that are being set up is going to put them in great peril. We're talking careers being ended, and some people may be under trial. Some of these people may be tried. Look what they've done, how they've used the government to squelch freedom of speech, which they're not supposed to do. But we see this from X and even Facebook has reported, yeah, they came to us and said, squelch this, squelch that. And in the last election, we had, I see so many people talking about the freedom of speech and those kind of things. And on the left side, they are out there talking about, I don't know, I'm losing track of where I was wanting to go here. Let's go back to this deep state. Let me see some of the comments here. Donald Franks, how you doing? All right, we need to hit the thumbs up. Yeah, folks, thank you for the call to hit the thumbs up. Guys, it's just so much stuff going on. It's just mind-boggling right now. Like I said, the deep state is going to do everything they can to stay in power, and that's scary. And right now, they still got a little window to create mayhem. And you can bet, even when President Trump is president, senators talking about putting him in prison. That's what Victor David Hansen said. They might try to put him in prison before he gets inaugurated and have Kamala as president. That's what he suggested. That would be more than extremely divisive. I would expect the country's not going to be happy. But Trump won not just by the electoral vote, he won by the popular vote. And all houses of government were put into the Republican camp. This is a major change. It gives him latitude to operate once he gets in office, if he can get there. Greg, haven't you seen post in a long time? YouTube, yeah. Well, this platform is not too favorable of what we're saying here. Woodrow Wilson's a college professor and a closet comrade. Oh yeah, absolutely. And it was under his administration, a lot of that stuff took place that put us in income tax and all that. Oh yeah, going back to that tariff deal. Think about this. And our government shouldn't be any bigger than what the tariffs can pay for. Well, that means we need to cut the government big time. Well, if you look at the federal debt, it's a threat to our economy. It's a threat to our nation's well-being. It's a threat to the dollar. It's a threat in every way you can do it. I mean, there's just no way that we can continue down the road we've been going. They know that. They don't care. They're hoping to break our system so they can put us under the control of the House of Klaus. That's their ultimate dream, is the dream of Mr. Schwab the Deck, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to still be a little bit Cody here in my words. So there's just a lot of craziness, guys. So this whole tariff thing, let's get back to that in a minute. Another reason that tariffs would be good is that they will stimulate American productivity. It will stimulate American production. It will stimulate American jobs, because suddenly what we do here will become a better value proposition. And two, we are funded. We have long funded the rise of the Chinese military. You're funding that. When you go to Walmart and buy junk made in China, you're funding the Chinese military. Oh yeah, I'm talking to you on my phone. Something else just come out, and that's saying that the Chinese have hacked all the cell phones, all the cell phone companies. They can know exactly what we're all saying. Hey, Xi Jinping, get the heck out of business. CCP, run. Yeah, I fear not. Ye shall not pass. Guys, I have long told you, though, there's more of us than there is of them. And this last election is the proof in the pudding. A lot of people have lost hope. But this is proof that you can have hope. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and they may try to knock it out. They will absolutely try to knock this out. But they also tried, somebody on 2 or 3 occasions, tried to take out the T-Man. Did they not? Did they not? Did they succeed? I mean, end his life, you know. But he got elected. They tried to imprison him. They tried to take his money. They tried to shut his voice down. They tried to shut down the voice of conservatives across America. Did they succeed? What they succeeded in is showing who they really are and what they're really all about, and making the rest of the country hopping mad. That's why Donald Trump won by the popular vote. But plus, they also see how these people really run the country. You know, the question was asked by Tucker Carlson several years back before the previous election, I think. He said, how can a party that hates America run America? Well, we got the answer now, straight into the ground. I mean, do you really want the new Green Deal imposed on you? Do you want them to tell you that you have to buy an electric car? Now, I would say if they make the electric car so good that everybody would want one, okay. But electric cars got their own problems right now, as the way the world's set up, and the way we're having to mine so much resources to produce them, and the way those resources are mined by child labor in Africa, the Congo specifically. Some of that will probably change. And having Elon Musk on Trump's side, even though he's the CEO of Tesla, is interesting. But we see that as he's come up the corporate world and got to really see how things operate, he said, no, this ain't right. He said that this whole depopulation scenario they're trying to foist upon us is wrong. And he has come out with his platform X, promoting free speech, and he's doing so at a financial loss. X is not making money, but mainly because they've been boycotted by advertisers, which are being run by a lot of companies that are under the purview of BlackRock. BlackRock has bought into everybody, and we know Larry Fink was a big promoter of DEI and all that stuff. So, and the House of Klaus scenarios. But they did see the future of Bitcoin, for whatever that's worth. And so the problem with EVs is our grid. Yeah, our grid can't handle it. And they were wanting to put trucks and everything on it, while at the same time they were cutting out means to produce power. Just the AI servers are building. The AI systems is going to eat up the grid. Our grid is being strained, and that's one of the first things I was talking to you guys about. That's what put my channel from being a gardening channel into being a prepping channel. Is when people realized I'd chair conferences, they wanted to know more about this, and so I started talking about that, and a lot of preppers joined my channel, which suited me because I've been in that category myself for a long time. Well, the ultimate prepping step is to not live where there's so many people. It's to not be, I've often said that if you're in a big city, you're in trouble because you're going to have a lot of zombies when the grid goes down. And Huntsville, Alabama has gone in the past couple of years from being the third largest city in Alabama to being the first in population. It is booming here in this area. Just they're building, it looks like cities all around me, just constantly, just huge apartment complexes and houses and stores and just everything going up real fast. And the city is prospering because it's got a Republican mayor. You go down south to Birmingham. Birmingham's dying and stagnation. Well, they don't have a Republican mayor. So, you look for progress. I mean, you find progress where you have a free enterprise being active. So that's a big thing. So, guys, these are all things to take into account. I mean, we don't see people clamoring to get into North Korea, to get into Venezuela. We don't see people clamoring to get into China. The communist nations have an outflow of people. People want to get away from these systems. If it was so good, that would not be true. But our liberal friends try to tell us otherwise. Well, they also try to tell us that the policies of the current administration were great and wonderful. And I've had so many posts. I got Facebook friends that are across the spectrum of political divide, because a lot of my friends are space oriented. A lot of them are gardening oriented that are, people in gardening community, people on both sides, because I'm in the organic side of it. But, you see their post and they're not happy with where we're going, but they're finding themselves in a minority because they've been saying, the economy's great and inflation's low. What, go to the grocery store, buy something for Pete's sake, and tell me if you're paying similar prices to what you were paying 4 years ago. One of I've had people come on the show and say, Greg, nothing you predict ever comes true. Well, I really don't predict hardly anything except I said that the price of food would skyrocket. Was I wrong? Was I wrong about the price of food skyrocketing? You tell me. So, let's see what's people saying. Great. It's only used 6-volt lead. Okay. Also, what they call the elites got their bunkers in New Zealand. Oh, yeah, the elites got their bunkers. Absolutely. Does that not tell you something? Does it not tell you something when countries in Europe are warning their people of the prospects of nuclear war to get ready to be prepared? Does our government tell you that? Does their government love their people more than our government loves our people? In Russia, they're building these now. They're starting to build mass-produced above-ground nuclear fallout shelters. And you can do that. But you just got to have a lot of mass. And that's the key thing. You can do it with blocks. You can set it up with cinder blocks. I don't think I've shown pictures of that in some of my videos. I've also shown that you can dig in, and it don't have to be expensive. You can dig in and use logs or sandbags to build these facilities, and you can do it anywhere in the world. I'm choosing, talk is cheap. If I were just to sit here and just talk to you guys about this stuff all the time and not do anything, I'd be quite a hypocrite, would I not? Well, I'm putting my money and my time where my mouth is. I'm getting the heck out of Dodge. Yeah, I'll be living off grid. Yeah, I am going to use solar power because I'll be off grid. It's one of the choices I'm going to have to do because it just costs too much. Yeah, 18 eggs for $9.99. Wow, Jason. Yeah, eggs were cheap. Eggs were like, $2.50 a dozen. Just how many years ago? What, 3 or 4 years ago? 2 years ago, they were cheap. Beef was far more affordable than it is now. And, it looks like it's going to go up even more. So, just look in the grocery store, guys. Wow. It's scary. It's frightening what's happening. But one of the things I've done early in my channel is I showed you guys how to garden, and I've shown you how to do it where you wouldn't have to go to the store to buy stuff. And that was what you're going to have to know how to do. You need to be able to garden. You need to be able to know wild edibles. Now, I'm going to have to relearn wild edibles and the wild plants. I know all the stuff around here. I can live off of pine trees and kudzu. Oh, yeah, that one of those sites where I showed y'all a big kudzu patch and was talking about eating the vine that eats America. There's now a huge warehouse there. This place is growing so fast. It's incredible. It's changing. I mean, just when I come back from one of my trips from Arizona, I'm going, where am I? I thought I was on the wrong road. I mean, it was so much development. It just, I was lost. This place has been, which is a credit to the administration in Huntsville. Quite a credit to the Republican governor administration in Huntsville, Alabama. But on the other hand, and look at Texas, Republican governor, Texas is booming. What's happening to California? Folks are fleeing. Why? That's what happens when the liberals take over, guys. Everything goes to pot. $90 for a sheet of finished ply. Wow. Yeah, I used to get them for 20-something bucks, you know. Recently. The Oregon Sky Watcher says it costs less dollars having my chicken. I have 7 chickens and they are food. So there you go. Grow your own. Get your own chickens. Ducks, rabbits. Those are all easy to raise. And you can produce a lot of protein that way. Goats, sheep, goats, I don't know, they're kind of bony in my book. But they, you know, good for some dairy applications, and they don't take a lot of land to have that kind of livestock. Pigs, yeah. There are things you can do. Worms. Thing about worms. I did send 10 of my sled beds to Arizona. So I got 5 cubic yards roughly of worm beds already out there in Arizona. So I will do some local worm farming. I'll scale it back to the level that I can comfortably handle on my own, so I don't have to hire folks. That was one of my mistakes, was just getting too big and finding that the labor market just wasn't what I needed at that level. My first check-in number, if you folks want Green Greg's channel, top right corner. There you go. Thank you, Arnold. Thank you for that very much. Let's see, good morning over here in Scotland. We got Scotland in the house. Good to see you, Alex. And Germans have just been stationed in my nearest RAF base. Yeah, now here's another thing. Putin is saying that there is a American missile base in Poland on the Baltic, which they now consider to be a valid target. There's also a new base going into Poland, which they're talking about targeting. Let's hope Putin holds back on that. Let's hope he'll hold out to see what can happen when Trump comes in office and negotiate with Trump. He said he's open negotiations with Trump. But if the heat gets put on Russia too hot right now, if there's just too many missiles coming at them, watch out. Watch out. And all the red lines have been crossed. You know, the administration has just authorized everything to rush to the Ukrainians, and they will keep doing that. So just watch out, guys. We are, Jason, he will eat the worms. Well, you know, red worms have a nutty flavor. I haven't tried it, but that's what I hear. And they have been used as a nut substitute in brownies. I took brownies to a Christmas party one time, and and me and another buddy of mine conspired to make a guy think that they were worm brownies after he had ate a few. We were having some fun, but no, I did not put worms in the brownies. But we had some fun with it anyway. Hey, Larry Schultz, how you doing? Present. So, righty. Well, I do sometimes like to pull a prank, you know. I like to have a little fun. So watch out. Yeah, we got Pranksgiving coming up, right? Yeah, just put a big turkey leg in a sneaker and give it to your dog and let him run around the yard with it. That's what the neighbors think. Oh my goodness, guys. He does not want to mess with Poland. Steffers J, yes, Poland has quite a military. So that could be a mistake. Well, I don't know, guys. We're just going to have to see where this goes. I mean, he's not going to sit back and sustain a withering missile fire that puts his government at risk. Hey, we got a super chat tonight. The first one in a long time since I've not been here for so long. So Michelle Young, thank you very much for that. I'm most appreciative for that. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will check also my PayPal later when I get offline here. Thank you. That is great. So I did not earn anything last month on YouTube. Nothing. So that will definitely help. You got to have at least $100 in revenue to even get paid on YouTube. They'll hold your stuff back. I don't think I earned anything last month at all. So that's very helpful. Now, this moving is extremely expensive. Ooh, wow, it's cost me a fortune to move. But I think it's going to be worth it because, like where I'm sitting right here, there's Browns Ferry Nuclear Power Plant 26 miles away. And if those spent fuel rods go off, like there's a nuclear war, the radiation's gone in a couple of weeks, but those spent fuel rod pulls, they'll be irradiating for years. Years and years. It will be very ugly. John Taylor, how you doing? So let me say, John Taylor says, Green Greg's, hey buddy, when you get back to AZ, I know a guy not far from you that has a good used 225 solar panels for $35 each. I seen that ad on Marketplace. I think I've communicated with him. If it's the one I'm thinking about, he's not far from my location there. I've seen that, so definitely interesting. Send me the link. Maybe you got a different guy in mind. I definitely need to put some solar panels on my vehicles. I need to put solar panels. I need something array for my tiny home I'm building. Definitely gonna need that. I got some generators, but I've had some generator problems too. I bought a Predator 3500, and it died on me after 8 hours of operation. It threw a rod. And those are supposed to be reliable generators, inverters. I got it because they burn quiet, but this one failed on it early. It's what we call infant mortality in the reliability world. As some of you guys know, I work avionics system safety on missiles, rockets, and spacecraft, space stations, all these kind of things. So that's my career field. I worked on satellites, a lot of things like that. So message held for review. What? Let's see what this message is. I don't think there's no problem with that. Let's show it. I think it is. I'm hitting the show button. Other than I just handle this. I don't know what happened with that. But anyway, can't really see what the icons are. But hey, Samuel Turner's in the house. Samuel Turner, good to see you, sir. Thank you for the super chat. Long time no see. Says you are even more ugly than I remember. Probably getting uglier by the day. But but I am still far uglier, but you are closing in the gap rapidly. I'm working up there. Samuel Turner, good to see you. Wow, that's awesome. Greg, you need a wind generator. Oh, yeah, hey, there's tons of wind out there. One of the things I'm thinking about doing, a lot of the barrel halves that I used to raise worms in, I'm taking out there with the idea of using them as scoops for wind. And I'm planning to build my own little version of a wind generator, although I may buy one to kind of bridge the gap, because that's a great idea. I just got to figure out how to integrate it with the charging systems from the solar bank. And I've not put a lot of time into figuring out all this solar stuff yet, but I'll get there, guys. I do have a solar panel on my van out there that I call, Candy. She's got a solar panel on it, and I can run my laptops on that solar panel. I've been using, I got 4 Jackeries I've been using. Those things, laptops suck the power down really fast on those things. I mean, I can go down 20% per hour on those things. They just go, if you don't have the means to charge them up real fast, you can be in trouble. So that's all the case, guys. Hey, Nunu, how you doing? Good to see you. We got family in the house here. Anyway, so good to see a lot of people, my old familiars in the house. I'm trying not to be as late as I normally are. I'm not going to go real long. But the thing that you got to be aware of is, even though Trump's got elected, that's very hopeful. We are in that gap right now before he assumes power. And while we're in this gap, we're very vulnerable to all kind of shenanigans that might be played and pulled to keep him from assuming power, maybe martial law, putting him in prison, and things like that you were hearing about, and also to preserve the deep state by whatever means they can. I mean, people's careers are on the line that have been running the government for a very long time. But one of the best things that Trump has proposed is that people who work in the government regulatory agencies won't be able to take a job in the companies they regulate. Now that is really going to bust their chops hard, because the biggest problem in the government has been this revolving door between the regulator and the regulatee, which means the regulator is really interested in the regulatee succeeding and growing and getting what they want, because they want a job there. Oh, we got another super chat. Awesome tonight. Huh? Auto cooler. Buckle up, boys. Deep State wants to Trump-proof the war they've been building since 2014. Oh, yeah. Yeah, wow. You are on to it there, Auto Killer. Thank you very much for the super chat. So, having a good night for super chats. That's awesome, guys. I appreciate that very much. Can't buff it out. So, guys, I'm apologizing because my phone's this way. I tried to find where I could set the orientation before I started, and I didn't see the adjustment for that. Anyway, Jess Mills, Greg, get 2 deep cycle marine batteries. Get an inverter from Walmart that will work for your CPAP machine. Yeah. I'm just kind of space limited. I got my CPAP machine under my cot that's in this van here. So I just got a regular little Walmart cot that I'm using in this van, and a sleeping bag. My good sleeping bag's out in Arizona. I put it in my little storage room out there to preserve it so the rats wouldn't get to it. I've got a rat-proof storage room out there, which is, as Jesse knows, it is very crucial out in the desert. Especially where you got the juniper trees. He's the one that says, Greg, get out of that juniper tree. He said, that's a rat haven. There's all kind of nasty disease. And Jesse warned me about that, so I appreciate that, Jesse. And I'm going to have to salute, says one lady. Yes, salute all the super chatters here. So I definitely am going to have to watch that. And I'm going to take my cat out there. Hopefully the coyotes don't get my cat. This coyote is here. My cat's been an outdoors cat, so I think he'll be okay. I hope. Anchor has good... Let's see what you're saying here. Anchor has good deals on solar for Black Friday. Oh, Anchor, I don't know them. I'm definitely going to be getting solar arrays. I'm going to set up a solar system, and hopefully I can incorporate wind into the system. It is windy out there in my part of the world, in Arizona. Real windy. I did put a big barrier around my tiny home at one time of a real heavy tarp. We used boards to fasten on, but the wind just ripped it to shreds. But it survived most of the last winter, which was the objective. Hopefully I can get siding up before this winter gets into the hard part. Anyway, so we got, let's see, Wolf Mango. Starlink takes a little electric and gives you phone and internet. Yeah, I do have a Starlink terminal. But I have to set up power to run it. And the last couple of trips out there, I just didn't have time to set up a generator because I was turn and burn. It was like get there, unload, get back. And then get here, it's load up, turn around, and go back to Arizona. So I've spent a lot of time on the road. Get this, guys. My last figures is I've already traveled over 50,000 miles. Just me. Now, if you add up all the other vehicles I've had in my convoys, good Lord, I could have went around the world 2 times for all the traveling I've been doing since August of last year when I started going out there. And I've done a lot of van living too, guys. A lot of van living, which is what I'm doing now in another van. So I'm getting used to this kind of stuff. And I got a bus out there. I have stayed in that bus some. At least can stand up in the bus. It's got advantages in that regard. And that bus has made 3, maybe 4 trips to Arizona and back. EMP blows all the way though. Faraday sheets. Well, that's true. EMP can. I just hope the fuel strength won't be that bad in Arizona. And I'll have some reserve panels, and that's another good reason to have some wind generator power. So, yeah, we'll have to see. And, you know, I don't know what, all these people talking about Russia's nuclear anti-satellite weapon. How come none of them are saying that's an EMP weapon? It's definitely an EMP weapon. But they just don't talk about that. Why? Don't they talk about that aspect of it, guys? This is why you need to get ready. You need to get prepared. And even if all this stuff don't happen, you know, that Camp Floregi or however you say, whoa, Samuel Turner, another super chat. He says, I think China will decide if World War III happens in days or weeks. China's comatose economy will either cause Z to attack or he will have to ride it out the troubles, but I think he attacks soon. Good chance of that. Also consider the tariffs that we're talking about putting on China might also prompt him to do that. But you know, look guys, we've been funding China's military. All this junk we've been buying from China. And so when you're buying stuff from China, you may think you're saving money, but you're funding their asset in their military. And that's a scary proposition. So, very scary. Greg used water there from, what does it say? Oh, Greg, use water there from there for cat. Then cat will stay. Keep him inside at least a couple of weeks. The problem is I don't have much that's inside other than bus. I'm worried he might get loose in transit. I bought a big cage to put him in and travel. I just don't think I got room in this bus for it. But Samuel Turner, salute to you once again. Thank you for that super chat. The second one from tonight from Samuel Turner. That's awesome. Yeah, we're getting close enough just in super chats. Maybe I'll get a payday out of it YouTube this month. So, yes, Arizona doesn't have any nuke targets. Well, that's not exactly true. If you look at the nuke map, they show the power plants as being nuke targets. And there is a power plant that is around Joseph City. It's just a little bit east of me. Oh, we got another super chat. I said, where'd they go? I can't see that. Oh, there it is. We're Divine. $5. Much love to you guys out there. Hey, well, thank you, We're Divine. Salute to you. Appreciate that. Alrighty. It's up 65 in super chats. That's awesome, guys. Appreciate that. Let's see. Other messages. Love that song, says John Taylor. Alright, where we at here? Hey, we got 157 in the house now. Cha-Cha, good to see you, Cha-Cha. All the sun, good to see you here. Yeah, the family is coming aboard here tonight. Very good. And my apologies for not doing more videos. It's just, I got so many early morning meetings now. I mean, I had a meeting like 6 in the morning. So, a lot of early morning meetings. So, it's just hard to do this. And, you know, because it takes hours to put together a thing for video. Typically, I do a lot of research prior to doing a video. Especially when I use my computer, I can share. But I do the same research when I'm using a computer to broadcast from and showing you guys all the articles, or when I'm just talking to you. And right now I'm just talking to you, and I think maybe y'all like that better. I don't know. So y'all gotta let me know. Y'all like videos like this better, where I'm talking to you? You like videos where I'm showing you guys a scat of articles? One for just talk, two for the articles. I like to see what you guys think, because I do both formats. Especially, but when I'm on my phone, it's just talking. So I'd like to see you guys vote on that. I'd be interested to see what you think. Anyway, so yeah, Washington's getting a lot of wind or rain. Anyway, guys, I don't want to go too late in here, but I got a 1, a 2, a 1, both. All right. My city had 2 of those oar fishes wash up. Yeah, they call them doomsday fish. Both. All right. 1, but both actually. It says Kim Possible. All right, I'll try to keep it mixed up. When I'm traveling or working out of my vans, it's sometimes easier to do this because it's hard to set a computer up with you know, with the camera and everything else that you would need. I'm just using the camp light right now as my light in here. You'll see the camp light. Hang on. It didn't turn around. How come it didn't turn around? Yeah, so I got there. So I got clothes hanging in here. You know, it's not elegant. This isn't an old van. Got clothes behind me. You see hanging up. I got stuff. Something's folded up. Some things in a bag. But you know, I really don't have a means to set up to cook out of here, but you know, I do keep utensils, just plastic ones, so I'm not set up to wash stuff right now. But you know, I can eat in the van. I got a cooler in here. It's just a regular cooler. I need to get one of those little refrigerators. Before I do, I want to put solar power on this thing. And 100 watts probably isn't enough to run computers and solar and all that, so I probably need about 250 watts. Came to both. Hey, Sam McTurner, very good. Thank you, sir. Cha-cha. Michael Sherman's gardening and woodworking and more. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, so once again, for those just joining, I have sold my house here. I sold it to a Russian who lives in Nevada. Now, he got out of Russia because he said he didn't like the way things were going in Russia. So, well, let's see how that goes. But he's definitely the entrepreneurial type. And I may have a contract coming up with him to take apart my old log barn, and I may actually transport those logs to Arizona and put it back up. I'll have to skin all the burnout stuff off of it, get a draw knife and skin all the char off of it, all the charcoal. But I've skinned every one of those logs once before. I skinned with draw knives all the bark and the cambium, the living part of the inner bark. I skinned all that off those logs once upon a time. So it wouldn't be the first time I skinned those logs. The problem will be just finding time to do it. Yeah, the sell way less than I was hoping for. It really lowballed me, but they claim they got a lot of repair work to do here. Now they want to tear down the mushroom house too, because it wasn't built to code. Well, it's a shed for Pete's sake, but it does look like a house. So I don't know. That's don't think I'd have tore that down. Eat, E-R or. What is that, Gary? E-R or. What is E-R or? You leave a letter out or something? I don't know. Maybe it's just something I don't know. No, we don't know who started the fire. Norway. Yeah, Norway is warning the people of risk they're facing. Sweden, the Nordic countries are warning their people of the threat they're facing. And they're getting their communications severed by those Chinese cargo ships. You gotta remember, everything in China belongs to the government, and the government, the PLA, they're all one. It's all integrated. So Michael says maybe he meant either or. Yeah, it could be. That could be. Either or. That's probably what he meant. I can't type on the keyboard on the little phone. I got some ladies have fingers. And the fingers they can type on little keys. I got fat fingers. These are fingers, they're not fingers. They're fingers, they're fat. So, it's hard to hit the key. Especially when I'm trying to hit the space bar. I'm hitting all kinds of other letters. And when I try to go back and correct it and use the back arrow, I just make all kinds of errors. It just tears me up. There was a Chinese ship that did the same thing last year, true. And that shows you that China's really in on it with Russia. They make public announcements, chastising Russia for this, that, and the other, but at the same time, under the cover, they're supplying weapons and probably money and trade and everything else with Russia. They're in pretty tight, so don't doubt that for a minute. I just wish, but Russia really knows their ultimate threat is from China, down in the long run. They know that. It's just too bad we couldn't have negotiated some kind of peace with Russia before all this stuff happened. It's just too bad. That's something I said a long time ago that we should do, and the fact that we didn't do it's got us all in peril right now. Got us all in severe peril. Anyway, that's where we're at, guys. Alphabet, yeah, amen to that. So we got the company alphabet, and then we got the alphabet agencies, right? I don't know which alphabet you're talking about there, Deep Function, 100,000 minus 1, but all of the above. James, good to see you too. The latest ship, the captain is a Russian citizen, apparently. Well, does that surprise you? That's interesting. But they're tight. They're in together. Michael Sherman says one of the appointments I am most excited about is Joe Salton? Oh, to advise the USDA? Very good, yes. There's some great appointments been set up. And I got to ask, why are there more people in the USDA than there are farmers in America. Somebody could, oh, the government's not too big. Excuse me? Really? The government is a parasite, choking the economy of the country. It's too big, way too big. They fund both sides of the conflict. Yeah, they do. They do. So, because the conflict's good for them. And ultimately, China would probably like to see Russia fail, because then they could go and scoop up more Russia. So, yeah, Russia's biggest threat is China in the long run. In fact, China's the biggest threat to everybody in the long run. And I would say the Chinese Communist Party, not the people of China, it's the party and their ambitions. The missing cowgirl in Arizona, I hadn't heard from her in a while. I gotta see what's going on with her. She used to call me a lot. I hadn't heard from her in quite a while now. So I do need to check up on her when I get a chance. I have been running like crazy, guys. I have just been zing, 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 zing. And I've had a lot of major products I've had to produce for work. And that's taken a lot of my time and a lot of research to do for that. I do operate my laptops to accomplish all this stuff. So I've been exceedingly busy, guys. So I can't find anything on Russia and another emergency meeting in Ukraine. General announced them. Yeah, the Russians have pretty much said, or they've admitted, they said they're in World War III. John Taylor, Green Graves, I just got a good deal on a solar generator, 2400 for $93. What? Did I read that right? It's $880? No, $893. $893. 21 watts. So you got the solar panels and all, everything, charge controllers and all that. That's interesting. I'm gonna need quite a bit. The Joker says, "How are you doing, Greg? You must be shadow banned. I haven't seen you in a while." Well, I haven't done any videos in a while. I have been just too busy. I'm moving, and it's a major move. I'm moving not just my house. I'm moving a farm basically, and just years of accumulation. And I was trying to sort through things. It just got to the point I just didn't have time. I just started moving everything. I tried to sell things off, and I discovered that when you run ads on Marketplace, you spend crazy amounts of time entertaining all the people that are looking, and just don't have it. Just don't have the time anymore. Time is the hard thing. Well, hey, it's gonna be snacks. I've seen in a while, and that's what you're saying. I've seen you live for Yonker. GG in the chat. How are you started in Arizona? Now, a lot of my stuff in Arizona is in storage. Unfortunately, some of the stuff that goes outside is in storage rooms, and some of the stuff that needs to be inside, a lot of documentation is in totes sitting on the outside, so the rats and weather don't tear all of that stuff up. But, it's been in a hurry to try to get things unloaded and turn and burn and get back here. I had a lot of stuff to clear out. So, get 4 to 5 used solar panels and you've been in business. Very good, yeah. That'll get me started. I'm going to put some on the bus, probably 4 or 5 just on the bus. And the bus has got room in it. Right now, I still got a bunch of junk in the back that needs to be cleaned out because I've been hauling, outdoors type cargo in the bus mostly. Maybe I can get some of the inside stuff put in there. I need to get another storage room on my property and build some sheds. I got a lot of stuff to build sheds with because I've taken a lot of sheet metal out there and a lot of timbers. Because that stuff's expensive out there. I've got a auger to drill holes, so I can use that to put foundations down for, not foundations, but the corners and the upright members of a shed. It's my, hey, New Days, good to see you. Says, look what the cat. I said, look what the cat drug in. Long time no see. Hey, New Days, good to see you here. Awesome. Yeah, truly the family is all getting together. We're just missing a couple people now. So, anyway, good to see you. Good to see you. New Days, I think I sent you a text message telling you I'd sold my house. So I'm in this move proposition. I've been living in this little van here for over a month. And, I'll spend some more time in here. I've got the work to do on the other van that's out there. And somebody was out when the previous ship did not clamp the doghouse or whatever you want to call it that covers the engine, didn't clamp it down, and rats got in it and messed up the inside of it. So I got to wash stuff and sanitize that down. I re-clamped it down. No more rat signs since I clamped it down trip before last. But it made a mess in there, so I've got to wash stuff out before I can rehabilitate that man. That did have better sleeping arrangements than this one. Well, thank you, Sasquatch, man. I miss everybody here too. Y'all are like family, and y'all bring my spirits up. Y'all make me feel better when I see you guys. It's the Rocket Man. Good to see you finally. There you go, YZ. Good to see you. Anyway, guys, so yeah, I'm still doing rocket and space work. I've worked on satellites, many other things here since I started my venture to Arizona. I did spend about 6 months though. I wasn't working at all, and it was tough, really tough. So I'm making up for that now. I say I'm not the only one who has trouble sleeping. Well, guys, I am going to have to hit hay a little bit. I've been pretty sleepy today, but you know me, I don't take my sleep lying down. I take in a cup. Right now I got some coffee. I got a little Circle K. Anyway, so I try to brew it when I can. Sometimes I just don't have time. I got to grab coffee. I was mighty sleepy just a little while ago. So this, you know, kind of perks me up a little bit. So, anyway, guys, so farm dogs. Yeah, I'll get me a couple dogs out there. 1 or 2 at least. I want some big dogs, you know, that can be taken seriously. This is Joker Rats. I just passed jar sheets all over my RV for the winter. You guys have any other? Yeah, here's a couple of tricks. Although it might make you sneeze. Put out chili pepper powders and what is it? Chili powders and cinnamon. They don't like cinnamon. Rats sniff around and they get that in their snout and they don't like to be around. So I've been using liberal amounts of those out there and need to refresh it. This war jeopardizes the entire planet. Absolutely. Everybody's at risk in a war like this. Everybody. And it's a shame that we've got ourselves here, and it's a shame that probably the deep state would probably try to use something like this to keep their power going. And the whole military-industrial complex, the whole pharma complex, but they're all going to be challenged should the T-Man get in office and get all of these appointees set up. So hopefully, and here's what to remember, guys. This is a movement. It's bigger than one person. So if something happens to him, or if they knock that out, just remember, there's still, like I've always said, there's more of us than there is of them. And that's the great solace. There's more of us that don't want to have our freedoms taken, that don't want to be put in shackles, that don't want a world where you own nothing and you're supposedly theoretically happy. Yeah, right. What's this? Tetragrammaton 32. The abbot from Ireland, OG, said he is going to arrest Netanyahu if he arrives to Hungary. Wow, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, guys. So if you live in interesting times, cool, I'll give that shot. Yeah, okay, Joker. Yeah, there you go. So that's one thing that keeps the rats down. I'm planning, there's a channel on YouTube. What's the name of that channel? It's a channel, the guy does rat traps all the time on. What is this channel? He's come up with an invention that's got like a rotary paddle wheel in it on top of a bucket. I plan to invest in some of those. I'll probably be filling up with rats. Too bad I couldn't live off rats, right? I'd probably never go hungry in the desert if I could live off rats. But they're got so many diseases. How do you handle them? Jesse, you take a bunch of rats and just throw them in a stew pot. Well, it sanitizes everything if they cook for like, 72 hours or something. I don't know. The biggest problem for the NWO is Americans don't make good slaves. That's why they don't want so many of us. Is that why the Daigle report said our country would be depopulated next year. Is that still something they want to put into effect? What they claim later when people started getting worried about and excited about and pointing to Mexico and other places, and they did show a little plus up in some of those other countries' population, but not enough to take care of the deficit of the people in North America, which was their estimate. Next year is it's a month. It's 5 weeks away. Next year is 5 weeks away, guys. The Dago report. And here we're sitting on the precipice of World War III. What did they know? Did they know this was coming? Vladimir Zhirinovsky, I believe is his name. He predicted pretty much all these things happening and gave timelines, and so his predictions are holding pretty true. If you ever saw the movie Hunt for Red October, the whole incident was supposedly based on a response to Mad Vlad in Russia taking over a military complex and threatening the country, and that was based on Vladimir Zhirinovsky. They were using him as a model for their Mad Vlad. Anyway, guys, so I don't know. But he's passed away, as we all know now. But he and Putin were pretty tight. Down to 99 million by the end of 2025. Yeah, they were looking at a huge population loss. Now, if the power grid went down, you'd probably lose a lot more people than that. A lot more. Oh, how long will you wait, New Days? She is real bad to stay up several days in a row working. She's a workaholic. She does a lot of stuff. Let's see. I was awake 58 hours. Just woke up. So we did get some sleep, you guys. That's good. You need sleep to heal, New Days. You need sleep to heal. You've had a lot of surgeries, girl. Hope you're doing well in that department. Anyway, Joker, it looks like they're setting the stage for, the Boyd flu. Well, I'll be honest, guys. What I've told you about that in my videos on the topic, it's like, farmers are catching from their cattle and stuff like that, but the versions they're catching are cattle specific. They're not human transmissible, so I wouldn't be too alarmed about that. Just of late, the effects have been minuscule. It did have like a 50% fatality rate early on, but that's only we're catching from chickens, some of the other countries, but that don't seem to be the case anymore. In fact, it may not be any worse than just a flu. However, we got this new pandemic treaty stuff they're trying to put the WHO in charge of so much stuff. They would love nothing better than to clamp down and declare martial law before inauguration day, would they not? So they might trump up, claims of the fatality rates of these things. I don't know. You could also argue though that the farmers who are catching it are workers and are healthy and robust, and so their survival rate would be better than some old folks like myself. But I caught the it went around, and it hit me like a gravel truck, but I survived. I never took the ouchie method, if you know what I mean. I didn't go there. So I've had the most epic week. No time for sleep. Oh my God, the most epic week. Having this much fun. Well, I'm glad you're having fun, New Days. Make some memories. That's important. She's been telling me about it. She's doing some trips. Good for her. That was a psyop, says Jason. Well, yeah, look what they pulled on us. The Russian sub was sunk off Hawaii, and the U.S. Navy had to salvage on the top. They said to salvage to try to retrieve the sub. That's what was that name of that ship they used to salvage one of those submarines? They claimed they were mining manganese nodules. The Global Explorer, was that the name of it? And they pulled one. This was back in I think the 70s. Might have been the 80s, but it's been some time back. You are extremely, Gary Pendleton said, extremely what? Keep it nurse prepper. Good to see you. All right, so Yeah, we got 152 in the house. That's really good. 114 thumbs up. I'd like to see as many thumbs up as we got people in the house. That would be nice, guys. That would help with the algorithm that has no rhythm we have to put up with here in this YouTube land. So don't forget to throw a thumbs up in. And got Jesse saying hi to New Days. So that's good. All right, guys. So bottom line is the war threat is high. It could go nuclear. Very much. We get involved with a nation that's got more nuclear weapons than anybody else in the world. Why are we poking a bear? Why are we poking a bear? And we're doing this. What are we committing so much to the war over? It is for Ukraine to take back regions that were formerly Ukraine, or they're now being held by Russia, where the people don't want to be in Ukraine? Are we risking WW3 nuclear war to enable Ukraine to take and hold people that don't want to be in Ukraine in the first place? I'm just asking the question here. Is that worth us spending so much of our treasure? Is that worth risking the lives of our kids and grandkids and life on Earth? If you think it's worth it, put a 1 in the chat room. If you no, we already did 1 and 2. If you think that's worth it, put a 3 in the chat room. If you think that's not worth it, I'd like to see a 4 in the chat room. Yeah, I'll let you guys vote. Tell me what y'all think. I'll let you guys weigh in. I'm just asking questions here. I'm just asking questions. I'm not saying it's this, that. I'm just asking questions. Paul Begley, how you doing? Hi, everyone. This is Mary. Hey, Mary. Good to see you. Oh, your late dad's phone. Okay. What was that? Dominigos Perfecto Artista. Okay. 4. All right. We got a lot of 4s here. I hadn't seen a 3 voted yet. So you know what? Our country, by overwhelmingly, with a popular vote, electing President Trump, was voting against war. So why does President Taterhead cross the most dangerous boundary at all, taking us into war? Why? Is that what the people voted for? Of course, the same party ran a presidential candidate that won no primaries. Nobody voted for her to be the candidate. I don't know, guys. They don't care anything about, they claim that, that Trump was the threat to democracy. So you tell me, who do you think there was a real threat to what they call democracy, which we know is a republic here in the United States? Who was the real threat? Was it them, or was it the T-Man? If you think they were the real threat, I'd like to see you vote a 6. If you think that the T-Man is a threat, vote a 5. Let's see what you guys think. Once again, y'all get to vote. Again. But now the country voted. Russia is not an enemy. The Democrats are an enemy. Amen. The deep state. Our enemies inside the Beltway. So, 2 brilliant things that Trump's done. He's moving people he's moving agencies out of the Beltway, and he's created this condition where if you are a regulator, if you're in a government agency as a regulator, you're not going to get to join the agency or work for the companies that you regulate. That's huge. That's been one of my big complaints for a long time, and he's ending that. Wow, I'm just thrilled to death that is coming to an end. Let's hope he takes part and can do that. Oh, Amanda's in the house, way down under. Awesome, glad to see that. How you doing, Amanda? Space Dave, hi Greg. When you coming back to Huntsville? Well, I'm in Huntsville right now. But tomorrow morning or the next day or so, I may be bugging back toward Arizona. I got a flatbed trailer with some stuff on I need to take out there. And at some point, I got one more tractor here I got to take. Fortunately, my Kubota tractor, we cranked up fine was after we put it out there, but last trip we burned the starter up trying to crank it, so it's got to have some work. Greg, Trump needs to tell the military complex that we need to rearm the U.S. Amen. What did I say? And I just did a video talking about that. So we don't even need a DOD. if you just shut down the entire DOD and made sure the Americans had what they need, who would dare invade this country? Who would dare invade it? Why do we have to be the world's policeman in a day and age when we're having such high deficits? You go to Europe, you know, we bailed Europe out in World War I. We bailed Europe out in World War II. And we're over there again throwing tons of money and putting our young people right here at home at risk. Should we do that? The Europeans collectively have a higher GDP than America. They've got more people. So why are we putting our blood and treasure at risk? Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? No matter which side you're on, Ukraine or Russia, does it make sense that why do we have to fund that? Why can't Europe take care of itself? You know, I'm not for war. Wars are horrible. We need to get out of the war business. As long as we have the military-industrial complex that Ike warned us about when he left office, that's what we're facing. And he warned us. He really, really warned us. But he waited till he wasn't going to be in power any longer. He knew that would put a threat to his life, and JFK didn't quite get it, did he? Anyway. So that's you guys on. All right, so Space Dave says our European allies definitely need to spend more on their defense. We need to have keep more of our money for ourselves. Amen, amen, amen. And it might be easier to live inside a government where you're only funded by tariffs. And I think that's a great thing. Man, I am so excited with the kind of policies that are coming out. I talked about this sometime in my opinion. I don't know, you don't want to just tariffs are going to be this and that. No, I think tariffs are a great idea. Because, again, right now we're funding the development of the military in other countries who are not friendly to us. If you think China is our friend, you got another thing coming. Now, China's tried to make out, okay, we're friendly with Europe. You know, we ain't got no beef over there. Yet, there's ships over there clipping the undersea cables. Hey, my European buddies, pay attention. China's not your friend. My friends in down under, is China really your friend? Yeah, you had a lot of trade going on while they bought a lot of your coal and iron ore. But in the end, you're a large country with few people. You might look like a plump cherry on the tree to Xi Jinping. And you will not want to be under Xi Jinping, I promise you that. Once Trump takes over USA and military things are going to change. Yeah, you know, they're talking about trials for military brass who allowed what happened in Afghanistan to happen. Also should look at some of the civilians who made some of the decisions that allowed that fiasco to take place. That was horrible what happened there, that we left so many people behind, that we left the Taliban stronger than they were when we went in the first place. So, wow. Be careful not to be deceived. You're right, Arnold. Deception will be thick. But, you know, people are seeing through the news media. If they weren't, you wouldn't have had the election results you had, because they said that wasn't going to happen. But a lot of people knew better. But anyway, I'm just happy that there's not going to be a House of Representatives that's going to be trying Trump for impeachment 40 times. Hopefully not. So hopefully he won't be so tied down in this administration. This time he's got an agenda. So what I said earlier is that it might have been a blessing that in the long run that there was that period between his administrations, and that he got attacked so horrendously. It was awful, but it really set his mind to do what needed to be done. Because his first administration, he knew Hillary was crooked. He called her that, Crooked Hillary, right? And we know that she had all of these cell phones and all these servers in her house that had classified information, which was illegal as all get out. But she got away with it. And he had talked about jailing her, but when he got in office, he just didn't have the heart. He said, well, you know, maybe she suffered enough. She lost the election. And he just didn't go after a lot of the people that he let Comey stay in the FBI. He let all these others stay in power. What did they do to him? They eviscerated him. They eviscerated him. Going to be interesting in 2025. Oh, Amanda, you're absolutely right. It's going to be interesting in 2025. Of course, this is the year that Deagle talked that all these Western countries will be depopulated to a high degree. Let's hope that's wrong. Let's hope that don't come to pass. Prophecies also can be changed. What was the lesson of Jonah? Prophesied against Nineveh and some of these other cities, but his prophecies and his messages, they took it to heart, and the bad prophecies didn't come to pass because they listened to the man who was swallowed by the fish. And that means there's always hope, guys. Here's my bottom line. Don't ever give up hope. As long as you got a breath of air in your lungs, you got a chance to make something better. It's just in your own life, in your own neighborhood. That's where everything starts. All politics is local. And that was a saying I'll quote from the guy who was a Democratic Speaker of the House once upon a time during the Reagan administration, Tip O'Neill. Back in those days, Tip O'Neill and Ronald Reagan worked together. I loved Ronald Reagan. I used to say, Ronnie Reagan. I said he was my favorite president. Because Ronnie Reagan, he also started Star Wars, right? That doesn't fit, Ronnie Reagan. But just read the things he said. Ronald Reagan had a lot of things he talked about the size of government, the threat of government, and communism. He really railed on that. He had a lot of sayings that people need to check out. He was really eloquent in his speech and these things that he put out there. And he had been doing it for years before he ran for president even. A lot of quotes from Ronald Reagan, a lot of things he said and wrote people should pay attention to. But now Trump may be the one who so many administrations really couldn't get at it. It's really going to go after the deep state. They went after him really hard, and payback is So the bankers from both sides of the street, they do. Absolutely. So we got to watch it, guys. And here's the thing: there's still a lot of rhinos in the Republican Party. Not as many as there were, but they're still there. And so we got to keep them true. We got to keep the Mitch McConnells true. We got to keep an eye on Warhawk Graham, Senator Lindsey Graham. But you guys can activate and use your speech to contact these houses. I haven't updated Freedom Restoration Foundation in quite a while, but because I've just been too busy. But that website does give you guys the contacts and the tools. Wise Al's in the house tonight. She is talking about, she's got the Survival Tribe network she's set up. You guys need to look at that. Survival Tribe network. Wise Al, I hope you're still in the house. Give us a link here. I'm getting a little rusty here. My head's been spinning because I've been moving and trying to do a day job, and the whole world's spinning around. Guys, here's the bottom line for me is, don't be talking. Don't just talk, do. Yeah. Do. Don't just talk, do. Do things. Make a difference. That's how you make a difference, is you take action. I'm taking action. I'm moving. I'm moving to a place where most of the people are preppers. I'm moving to a place where just don't like many people on top of it. I'm moving to a place where I'm going to be far from any nuclear power plant. I'm moving to a place where even if the power plants that are around get nuked, that radiation probably isn't coming my way or be weak by the time it gets there, and it will burn off pretty fast. So bust a move. There you go. Deep function 100,000 minus 1. Man, it says, but no, what happened is there today. What is that, Randy? So, Jesse, everyone needs to have at least a 50-foot paracord. There you go. That's a good idea. With a wire hook. For fishing. For battlefield pickup. There you go. Good night, Greg. Okay, Michael, glad you joined us. Glad to have you in the house now. We got 161 in the house now. Wow. Greg, that is what's this? That 6864 number is still a good number for you? No, that wasn't my number. It was a 7, not 6. Close, but not quite. So, let's see. Same, but penny, a spanner in the works. Penny, who's Penny? Rather build and help run. That's funny, payment. All right, Michael. Yeah, stay safe. Good night. Thanks for joining us. So, this is Mandy. He fined the ex-Israeli foreign minister permission to come to Australia on the grounds that she may cause drama. Space Dave, any thoughts on sabotage on the power grid, substations? Guys, we got sleeper cells in this country. So go to war with Iran. If it gets really hot in Iran, if they think that their existence as a regime is threatened due to actions from the United States, good chance that those sleeper cells will be active. And then we got criminal organizations in this country in spades. And a lot of them deal pretty directly with China, where they get the stuff for fentanyl, guys. Senator Turner, we desperately need to limit House and Senate for one term. Yeah, it's another great thing Trump's talking about. Trump's talking about getting rid of income tax. He's talking about limits to how long you can serve in government. He's talking about, hey, the government guys, the regulators can't go work for the regulatees. These are huge, huge changes. They're absolutely needed. So hopefully we'll see this stuff all come about. But, we're going to have to help out. That's why you want to go to freedomrestorationfoundation.org and look at the resources there to how to contact your Congress critters. They'll probably need some reminding from time to time that the people in this country are fed up with the direction where we're heading in. That's why the election took the way it went. Survival Tribe Network, yes. There you go. Thank you for posting that, New Days. There's the link to the Survival Tribe Network. Guys, it's time to form your groups, get involved. This pastime. So, guys, start using the resources we put out there through our channel with the great help and Wise Al, who actually put a lot of money out of her pocket into that. So, she didn't do that just for giggles, guys. Try to help you guys. Not enough people avail themselves of that, so go check it out. Need to stop lobbyists also. Well, you can go up there and educate Congress yourself. But so these professional lobbyists, they're a mess. Let's see, Doug. Oh yeah, yeah. Doug's putting out videos. He's still putting out a lot of content, and maybe I'll get him on here again before too long. Thank you for posting that link, New Days. Thank you much. Appreciate it. And Rodney's posting links. Good, Rodney. Thank you. See, that's one of the lessons from New Days is one of my bodges. She's got a lot of you guys posting stuff now. I really appreciate that. Anyway, guys, so it is 1:28. I don't plan to stay in here at 3 o'clock in the morning, guys, like we used to do so much. All right, so John Taylor's calling tonight. Alex Jones. That's what you're in now. That would be a funny one. Trump is making some interesting appointments. Very interesting appointments. So we got Sunshine Girl. Oh, some sunshine in NC. So is that North Carolina? No, wait. No, in CST. Sunshine in CST. It's nice to catch you live. Thank you. Appreciate that. Cheers from Canada. Hey, appreciate that. Yeah. With Trudeau as premier, I'd really hope you guys get liberated from that in the not too distant future. So, all right. Shelter, a strong community will be the key to surviving. Amen. 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 Well, I got some good neighbors and friends out in the territory I'm moving to. All the neighbors have been very helpful. Matt Gaetz, well, he resigned. He was been picked to be the head of the Justice Department. That would have been interesting. I'm sure they had a lot of people in the Justice Department quaking in their shoes. But he resigned due to the heat that he's been accused of doing something with somebody who's way too young to have done that with. Now, did he do it? I don't know. What I do know is that you can bet that liberals will stop at nothing to try to challenge conservatives, and to include accusations that may be somewhat less than true. You know what I mean? So they go after conservatives any and every means possible. You might remember Matt Gaetz was one of the guys that was grilling Facebook back when they were knuckling into the Biden administration's request to squelch a lot of speech. So yeah, hey, thank you, Sunshine Girl. So one of the other things that I just want to remind you guys of is this this whole thing with, oh shoot, I'm getting brain locked. I had a thought and then I thought of something else and I lost it. Trying to come back to it. Oh well. I've not slept much lately myself. I've been up all kind of hours. So we probably won't hear from Doug until that baby boy arrives. Yeah, that could be it. Congratulations to him. So I got to pack in now. Okay, Samuel, appreciate you joining us. It says, but you need to have been broadcasting a lot more. It's just tough to do. It's tough to do. And these lives sometimes don't. I've had a lot of trouble doing live from my phone. And so, but we're here now. So I thank you all for joining. I will try to do more when I can, but when I have to get up early in the morning, it's just impossible to do this. And there's been a lot of breaking news going on. I'm just glad to finally get people caught up a little bit here. I think one of the reasons that people voted for Trump is it didn't want to turn the rest of the country like California. There you go. Amen to that. And we see people leaving California. Why are they leaving California? It's so great and wonderful. The socialism is so wonderful. Why don't people leave places that have it? Why do they become heck holes? I'm trying to be generous here. I'm a little bit hoarse. Better have a swig of coffee. And my pipe's lubricated here. So Samuel, thank you for joining us. Thank you again for the wonderful super chat, Samuel. Thank you so much. Greg, Walmart on the first Taylor. Okay. Yep. Taylor Walmart. Been there many times. I've done videos from the Walmart Taylor because they had enough signal that I could go live from there. On my Starlink, I'll be more able to do that at my place. Let's see. See you. Time to get up here. Oh, you're in Portugal. Okay, very good. We got Portugal in the house. Awesome. I'm not sure how you pronounce your name. Domingos. Yeah, pardon me. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Pardon me for my ignorance in that area. All right, folks. When you know it's late in Portugal. It's late here. So get some sleep, please. And thank you for being here. All right, folks. I think I've covered the spectrum of what I really meant to cover. It's that we are in dire straits. We're in a very precarious time. This gap where we got a lame duck administration, where there's a big change in the party, going to a party that wants to end the rule of big government. From a party that wants government bigger to a party that says we're sick of it. Hey, Gary in Alaska. Where in Alaska are you, Gary Cartwright? Right? Where in Alaska are you? Be interested in that. I lived in Alaska 2 years. Alaska means the Great Land. That's how it translates. Anyway. Yeah, Alaska Soul, he went on a journey, and we have not heard from him since. He wanted to go down the Alcan, Alaska Canadian Highway, Alaska Highway, with a backpack, basically pulling on a little wagon or something. I thought that was dangerous, very dangerous. You meet two people pass other people around blind curves on the highway all the time, and you wouldn't have room to maneuver. That's exceedingly dangerous. Not to mention there's places up there where the critters will eat you. There was areas in Canada where the sign says, do not get out of your vehicle here. You're going to walk through that? That was very dangerous. He was supposed to go ahead to Texas. Has anybody heard from Alaska Soul since he left? Anybody? Yeah, you have a great day, Amanda. You have a great day. Absolutely. So, has anybody heard from Alaska Soul? Sasquatch, have a good night. Yeah. I think it's time we call it a night. If anybody's heard from one, I'm interested in what part of Alaska Gary's in. Let's see, chime in on that. Anyway, so Alaska's a beautiful country. It's very beautiful up there. The Alaska Peninsula, 14 degrees. Okay, got it. No word from Shaggy. That's who we're talking about. Well, Shaggy, yeah. Shaggy's the one I'm worried about. Yeah, that's one, not Alaska Soul. It's Shaggy I'm worried about. Thank you for correcting me. You days. Shaggy is the one I'm worried about. I was thinking Alaska Soul is not Shaggy. Pardon me, guys. I got my wires crossed. Yeah, Shaggy is the one who was going to take the big trip. We've not heard a word from him. No, I've tried contacting him, but no response. I'm really worried about him. Just not tell what might have happened. I sent a message to Shaggy a while ago, but yeah, no response. Nobody's saying anything from him. He took on a very dangerous adventure. Very dangerous adventure. Let's hope he's okay. Don't become a takeout meal for a bear. Amen. They will take you out. So, if anybody hears from Shaggy, I'd like to hear it. Now, he set up our Discord page. I've not been in a while. I still got to learn how to use that stuff. I've not had time. I just not had the time. So, I was very sad to hear about Scratch Pass. Scratch? Are you serious? Really? Man, the Scratch Pad, what happened? I didn't know that. Oh, they are the same person. Okay. All right. That's kind of what I was thinking. Okay. Scratch passed? Oh my gosh, what happened? I did not know that. End of October. Well, that's sad. Yeah, I'm thinking he was not an old guy. I don't know what happened there. That's sad. He was a good friend of the channel. I was always happy to see him in the chat room. Well, man, thank you for letting me know. I didn't know. Yeah, he's in a better place. Amen. Wow. Did not know that. Shaggy was supposed to go to Washington State to see his mother first. Yeah, Washington State and then Texas. I think his dad was in Texas. Anyway. Yeah, I did not know about Scratch. Well, thanks for letting me know, man. Wow. Man, I did not suspect that one. Well, life is precarious. Be thankful for every breath in your lung. We got Thanksgiving coming up. Be thankful for your family, your friends, your loved ones. So many preparedness-minded individuals the past couple of years, yeah. North Shore, remember North Shore? We lost him. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that kind of hit me there. I always like to tease around with Judy's doing good. She's doing well. They see some messages from her. She's okay. Life is a precious gift. Amen, Space Dave. Amen. Alright, folks, just don't forget that. Life is precious. And some people want to denigrate that. Life is the most precious gift. Yep, you're right, Amanda. You're really right. Better place. What we got? Grouch Hog. Good to see you doing good today. Yeah, all right. North Shore's passing, and Granny passed away. Granny Lana. She was such a big friend of the channel here. Yeah, and Granny Lana, guys. Granny Lana. And she was always taking care of kids, that, would not have had a home otherwise. She had a big heart. Really big heart. She's a tiny little woman with a great big heart. Bless her soul. Bless her soul. Anyway. Well, and that also tells you to hug the ones you love and give them appreciation, because you never know who's next. Just, car wrecks, different things. Oh, you didn't know about Granny? Yeah, Granny passed away months ago. She passed months ago. She sure did. But, you know, she was a huge friend of the channel here. So, and just a good person, a really good person. And we'd always want to pray for her, but she'd always ask us to pray for her granddaughter, Kaylee. Sorry for the mood change. Well, it's okay. It's just something we have to think about. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I didn't know. I had no clue to scratch past. Wow. Oh, Granny died on your birthday. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. That's rough. Wow. My dad missed down on my birthday by one day. He probably can't stay alive just so he wouldn't pass on my birthday. Back in the 50s, 60s, says we used to live in the economy of life. Now we're in the economy of death. Well, yeah. That's the way a certain party likes things. You know, they're anti-people, anti-population. So just go figure. Anyway, just go figure that. So, guys, we've kind of beat this up a lot tonight. You know, there's a lot of specifics we could go into about Russia and Ukraine and North Korea, China, but just bear in mind we're in dangerous times. And it's getting more dangerous. Things are escalating, not de-escalating. Hopefully, if the team manages to get in office and get his cabinet in place, we can see that flip. So hope and pray that these things work out and we buy ourselves at least a generation before it goes crazy again. Prayers to all of you. Stay safe. Keep prepping. And good to see you again, Greg. Well, thank you, Rodney. Thank you, sir. Mr. Knife Maker Extraordinary. So, from Australia. So, Amanda, you got some compadres in here. Scooby Snacks, yourself, and Rodney Middleton. Mates from down under. Everyone, thumbs up. Thank you for that, Jesse. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. But all you can be, and let your loved ones know while you're still here. Amen. Amen. Morning of that, God, I hope and pray that my sons enlist in the army. Oh, you hope and pray not my sons. Okay, good. Yeah, I won't want to be in the military right now with all this stuff going on. Cowboy Roy's fine. I hear from him quite a bit. Top Knot, I've not seen him in a while, but I assume he's okay. Top Knot's a good guy. Yeah, he's definitely into the farming. Wow. Amazing new day. She knew. Alrighty, folks. I think it's time we call it a night. I'm here on the phone. It's already late. I've got to get up early and maybe hit the road if I get everything lined up. Oh, I had a van stolen from me. One of my previous workers stole it. I got it on camera, and there's a warrant for his arrest. And for the first time, I did have a laptop stolen, but it was not my personal property, and because I was able to contact somebody from the individual's house where they live and warn them that, hey, this is a government laptop, and they track these things. That person gave that laptop back because they were in some risk there. But aside from that, I never had anything returned. I've had stuff stolen left and right. But guess what? The van popped up. The guy only had it a few days and he wrecked it, but it wasn't unrecoverable wreck. So I got a guy working on it right now, and I'm hoping that van's the only thing I got here east of the Mississippi River to pull a trailer. So I'm hoping he gets it going fast enough I can use it to pull my flatbed trailer out. If not, I may have to make other arrangements. I really need to get out of here tomorrow if I can. We'll just have to see if that works out. But there's nothing in the house anymore. The house has been sold. I got a few things in the yard still put on the flatbed. And I do have respective contracts with a buyer to take out some buildings here. Maybe I can use them to construct stuff in Arizona. That's the hope. You don't know me, Mom. Hey, there you are. Yeah, you sent me an email, and I thought, well, I'll just go live. That's the answer to your email. Good to see you. You don't know me, Mom. I just saw you all listening back. Yeah, catch it on the rewind. Thanks, Greg. You're the best on all of your channel. Well, thank you, Gary. Appreciate that. I try to be real here, guys. I try to be real. I try to, you know, I'm an aerospace guy, so I can talk to you about missiles, and I got the military background. I can talk to you about what's going on there. I got friends that are generals. I'm connected through Power Grid Defense Community, 2 different organizations of that, and so I do get some inside intel. I do get some inside intel that a lot of others don't get. Some of it I can't talk about, but I try to give you guys the gist of what's really cooking. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. But there is hope. There's always hope. I've always told you guys that. There's always hope. And just bear that in mind. The ballot box still works. Especially when enough of us vote so that something else can't, sweep it aside. And that's what happened here. So let's just hope we can keep this process working. So Sweep the Van came back. Amen, Sasquatch. I got it back. We had to go to Nashville a couple nights ago to get it. We brought it back on a trailer. So it's being repaired right now. Greg, when you get out here, give me a call. Okay, Jesse. I think I got your number on my phone. Definitely. I just got to get settled in a little bit. Every time I've been out there the last several months, it's been turn and burn. I get there, unload, and come back. It's just been the way it's been. So I'm not been, interfacing with my friends out there as much as I like. Got a lot of friends in Arizona. A lot of good people there. A lot of really good people. I appreciate that. Much love to all. That don't forget to smile and remember your loved ones, Greggy. You're a top bloke, mate. Thank you for being you. Well, thank you. That's beautiful. And well done, USA, and your new president. There you go. Well, thank you very much, Amanda. So, Greg, stay away from those lot lizards. Yeah, they're scary. Alrighty. So, hey, I want to thank everybody for being here. Just for being here, for being your friends and family to me. I really love all you guys for all the support you've given me for some time now. Really appreciate that. So, yeah. And I got stuff to keep me safe in here. Somebody wants to break in my van, they might get a rude awakening. me like me nugs. So, Raspberry, that's a good name. What a great surprise to see you again. I'll have to go to the beginning. There you go. Thank you. And I hope I can catch y'all again before Thanksgiving. I don't know. It's going to be a tall order. So, I want to say, I'll tell everybody, have a great, first I want to thank all the super chatters. We've had some good super chats tonight. I want to thank you, all you mods. I want to thank everybody for being here. Give me a thumbs up on the way out. And just thank you all for, just thank you all for being here. So I appreciate that. Share my videos. Platform. Hey, we got another super chat. Thank you. You don't know me, Mom. Yay! I got to get us up to $85. That puts me close to maybe actually getting paid this month from YouTube. Yeah, they don't pay you unless you get $100. So, salute to you. Thank you there. You don't know me, Mom. She did send me an email earlier, and so rather than reply to the email, here I am. Yeah, it's hard for me to reply to all the emails and messages. I get so much, but she did send me an email. She was worried. And so I just thank y'all. Here we are. It's going to be tough for me to make as many videos as I used to make for a while, but I will do what I can. So, Marvin, fun time. Good to see you. Been a while. Alrighty, folks. We've had a lot of our family join us tonight. I'm appreciative. So, once again, thank you. I'll check my PayPal later. It's just impossible. Others in the room. Anyway, guys, thank you. Just thank you. I do. I thank you really, truly, and honestly. Glad to have you all here. Y'all bring my spirits up. You really do. And we all need to reinforce each other in these tough times. We really do, and that matters. It really, really matters. So, to one and all, have a good night, a good day, a good weekend, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody here. I hope you have a good Thanksgiving holiday for all you here in America that celebrate that. And just whoever you are, wherever you're at, be thankful. If you got a breath of air in your lungs or something to be thankful for. Always something to be thankful for, guys. So, big hug to you, Greg. Well, thank you, not only Mom. I appreciate that. Big hug back. Big hugs for everybody. Alrighty, folks. Once again, and all the sun. It's almost my last name. I am all his own, and she is all the sun. Alrighty, folks. Thank you. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. So maybe I can do a Thanksgiving show or a show right before it. You know, it'd be nice to just to spend a little time giving some thanks, right, guys? Appreciating the better things of life, and that is life. So, and kids, the renewal of life. Kids are precious, and they just don't get enough credit anymore. The people that take care of kids, they want to denigrate that. You know, certain Hillary talking about people that bake cookies, like that's despicable. No, it's not. Good grief. Some people just hate life. I think that's what it's all about. They hate our country. They hate life. Must be a miserable, ornery lot. Anyway, please share pics of the Arizona sunsets. Oh yeah, I've been putting some on Facebook. Maybe I'll do a video with some of that in the not too distant future. There's some beautiful sunsets out there. Anyway, once again, thank one and all for being here. Thank you, super chatters and all. To one and all, a good night. Ho, ho, ho. Greg out.